Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Chris here at ITHive.org. Welcome to our IT Hive Saturday morning tech show, live, of course. We're on episode 44. That's 44 consecutive episodes, Saturday at 10 a.m. live, no matter where we've been, or where I've been more specifically. So today, to contrast where we were last week in Clarny, Ontario, Manitoulin Islands, this week we are in Toronto. And yes, I was back in the office just outside of Ottawa during the week. But I had some interesting developments. So that I want to talk to you about. And like always, right? I have to mention if anyone has any questions or comments, just post them. I can, if there's something I can answer during the show, I'll do that. If I need to answer that afterwards, I'll do that as well. Or if you're watching the non-live version of this, feel free to post your thoughts down below or wherever. So, listen, a couple of things this week. So I was helping a customer this week, and I did a little live piece on, some formatting in Word. She's an author, and she brought this frustrating situation to me in Word, the latest version of Word, and she was using sections, and she had to do different numbering in different sections and stuff like that. And when I started helping her out, I was reminded of similar horrors that I've had in previous versions of Word, where this can be a challenge. And, I always say to you guys that, our expectations of technology should not be that it's smart, okay? Because then you make a mistake right off the bat. In order for it to be smart, it'd have to think and be intuitive and all that kind of thing. I don't know if we're there yet. We'll ever be there. So my thing with Microsoft is, Microsoft, please, you got a flagship product, Office. Word is probably one of the most used word processing programs. Formatting a document should not be such a pain in the neck. And, it's been like that for a long, long time. Maybe instead of adding new features to Word, maybe, Microsoft, maybe you should just make it work better, right? Don't give us more features, just fix the ones that are there. Because for what we had to do, it shouldn't have been that difficult. And, so I shared my customer's frustration. We worked together, and, ironically, we had it all fixed and everything, and she went back in the document and it started doing the weird stuff again. Yeah, I've seen that before, long time now with Word, and Microsoft just fixed the stupid thing. Ironically, with this story, a client, gave up in the process and just told her publisher she was just going to give her the document the way it was, or the book the way it was, and the publisher said, "Oh no, we can do all that." So anyway, so it ends good. So yeah, so dump on Microsoft a bit. I don't typically do that, but in this case, yeah, sure, the expectations of software and computers not to be smart, that's good, but we really do need developers, people writing software, to start to be smart, right? And I can say that I used to be a software developer a long time ago, and I know what happens in that world, and I know how lousy stuff gets made, and it's part of the reason I'm not in that world, because when I wrote stuff and I wrote software, I took the time to make sure it worked, and I took the time to make sure it was intuitive, and that costs money, right? And that's not always what people are looking for, and that's unfortunate with the short-sighted mentality on that. We need to do a better job writing software, and we need to take the time to do it right. So, on to another subject. And sorry, I didn't introduce my subjects in the beginning, but it's a live show. This week, I traded in our 2004 Grand Caravan. It was just getting too old. The kids are moving out of the house. We don't need a big vehicle like that. And I seized the opportunity to pick up a hybrid. And a couple of interesting things with this. This car is very, very computerized, of course. Lots of features on it. Just for reference, it's a 2013 Kia Optima. And I've had it for less than a week. And you know what? I am thrilled with it. I love it. Based on what we've done so far with it, we're getting about 6.6 liters per 100 kilometers. I'm not sure how that translates into the miles per gallon, but you can do the math. And that's pretty good, you know. So on a tank of gas, we have a range of about 1,000 kilometers. So I do intend on branding the vehicle to be a company vehicle. We just got to get there. It'll look good with the logo, so that's fine. And I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, this live show takes place in many different locations. We'll just have to see. So stay tuned every week. Maybe we'll be somewhere else. That's quite possible. But the thing I wanted to talk about with this is the intuitiveness of technology. Okay. To date, I can't find anything really wrong with the technology in the car. For those of you who don't know how a hybrid works, and some of them might work differently than others, but I've seen two different cars, the Ford Fusion and the Kia Optima. The Kia Optima has been modeled largely over a lot of the features that the Ford Fusion had. The Ford Fusion hybrid, of course. And you know what's really interesting is that the workings of the electric engine and the gas engine together, and how that works, and how the car itself generates power and takes hold of opportunities to generate power while you're driving, and put that power in the batteries for later use. When we were driving up here to Toronto yesterday, I spent quite a bit of time just understanding on how that all works, and you know, it was really, really impressive, and the fact that it shows you what it's doing in real time while you're driving is really cool. So just to explain for those that don't know how that hybrid technology would work, and you know what, I think everybody should be driving a hybrid. It's a good step for us to help save the planet. You know, you can still use gas, and you're not left with you know, just electric, and you have limited range and unavailability to plug in. So this hybrid doesn't plug in. Okay, it generates battery power from braking, and also when the car is coasting. So in those two events, so if you're going down a hill and you got your foot off the brake, it'll generate power. If you brake, it'll generate power to the batteries. And when the car has opportunity to just run on battery power and shut the gas engine off, it does that. And it just does all these things at will. There are occasions where the gas engine will be charging the battery. But it works all in conjunction. And just on our trip to Toronto, we started out with gas mileage of 7.5, and we're at 6.6. So I haven't seen it stabilize, and I'm hoping it goes down even further. And interesting enough, when we hit Toronto and we hit the Friday evening traffic into Toronto, my mileage was still improving in the stop and go traffic, which is, of course, interesting to note because all that idle time, of course, the car was using battery power. So the reason I brought this up was that I find it's a good example of technology done correctly. Before we bought the car, I looked at reviews and looked at a lot of online videos and stuff like that, and a lot of them were very positive. Well, with the exception of one guy who couldn't get his manliness around driving a hybrid, which that was just a crazy review. I think that it says something if we're driving a hybrid and we're making decisions to be more friendly to the planet. So this move is right in line with a lot of the things we want to do with ITHive.org and what we want to represent, right? We all need to make better decisions about what we do with our technology, and so yeah, it's the car itself, no issues. It's pretty good, and I'm happy with it. So more on that, I think, later. What else can we talk about? I'm actually out of words this morning. That's unusual, eh? But yeah, so I think that yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, well, you know what? I might just end this show a little bit early today because, oddly enough, I don't have anything else to talk about. But so next week, stay tuned. I don't know where we'll be. I said last week we'd be in the office, but clearly that's not the case. So we might be somewhere. I might be in my office. I don't know. But anyway, stay tuned at 10 o'clock on Saturday, right? And if you guys out there have anything that you want me to talk about, go over, or discuss, feel free to let me know that, and we'll get on that. All right, so for this session, episode 44, I am signing out. And have a great week and safe computing. And if you're frustrated, become a customer. There's no tie-ins. You can leave whenever you want, and we want to earn your trust. So that's what we're after. All right. Have a good week and safe computing. We'll talk to you all next Saturday, 10 o'clock Eastern, from somewhere. All right.